Students, this is Raj Gajendra Pillai, Kana Kingdom. Today we are going to learn about general knowledge. The topic would be flowering plants. We will be knowing about the flowers which we must have not noticed or not known. It has not come in front of us. So be attentive. Take out your notebooks and pen so that you can write down and note down all the important things in it. Give a 5 seconds, please write down the topic about flowering plants. We will be looking at a table of contents. The next, please write this down. So now look at the screens. It's written table of contents. When you look at the table of contents, means what all we will be learning today in the topic flowering plants. We will be looking at what is flower, knowing about variety of flowers, identifying flowers, various flowers with flowers pick, match the flowers with the name at the last to do as an exercise, which I will be doing it. You have to just make the graph and write it down. Right? So be ready, write this down. Now let's look on to what is flower. You must be knowing what is flower, what is plant, what is stem, what are leaves, right? So now let's know properly about what is flower. What is flower? Explain. Flowers are reproductive parts of a flowering plants. Whenever there are flowering plants, flowers are the main reproductive parts of the flowering plant. It's a reproductive. What is reproduction? When we talk about reproduction, the flower produces pollens and seeds to grow more plants and more flowers. A new plant, new flowers. That flowers as that pollen, grains and seed. What does this do? Pollen, grains and stigma, when comes together, it produces new fresh plants to give new flowers. This is a reproduction cycle of flowers. How do flowers reproduce? They produce it through the pollen grains in it and the seeds in it. Most important part is the pollination. Right? Through the pollination, it reproduces more plants. Flowers are reproductive parts of flowering plants. A flower is special part of the plant. What is that special thing? What is the special part in the plant? Flower is a special part of the plant. Flowers are also called as bloom or blossom of a plant. Blossom means the full grown up thing. Like when you plant a flower plant, when the flower comes, it means it has blossom. Why do we plant a flowers plant? For getting flowers. The complete process is said like it has blossom. When the flowers come, the thing is complete. Right? The thing is complete. Inside the part of the flower that has petals. Petals are the part which produces pollen and seeds. The petals cover the entire pollen seeds and the pollen inside. The seeds and the pollen inside. Its petal, when it opens it, you can find the thing inside. That's what is that's what is used for reproduction. So what is flower? Flowers are the reproductive parts of flowering plants. A flower is the special part of the plant. Flowers are called the bloom or the blossom of a plant. A complete process of a plant, like flower plant. Inside the part of the flower that has petals. Petals are the part which produce pollen and seeds. Earlier we used to know flowers, only flowers. What is the flower? Nobody used to know that it contains the pollen and seeds in it, which is a reproductive part of a flowering plant. right? Please write this down. Now let's see some flowers of different names with the description, a short description about the flowers. We'll come to know about the features of the flowers, how, why, when, which place, a short idea about everything. According to general knowledge, you need to know about the flowers, the base of the flowers, right? So now let's see Gulmohar. Gulmohar is a tree. Gulmohar tree is a beautiful flowering plant. When you talk about Gulmohar, it has historic values. In India, Gulmohar, when we talk about Gulmohar, it's a beautiful flowering plant. Its common name is Royal Poinciana. Royal Poinciana, according to the English name, it's Royal Poinciana. It is also known as flame of the forest. You know what is flame? When you lit the gas, when you lit a matchstick, what comes out? The flame comes out. So why is it called flame of forest? Due to its orange red flowers. The flowers which are blossomed in the tree, in the plant, in the Gulmohar tree. Whenever it comes out, it just looks like the flame. When we lit the matchstick, from the matchbox, we take a matchstick and burn it. You will see the flames which are coming, which is orange and reddish. These flowers match to the same color, so it is called as what? So it is called as flame of forest. Due to its orange and red flowers, the flowers are in the color of red and orange. Other names are flamboyant. When we talk about, again, it's a process of flame. Flamboyant, flame tree, peacock flower. It's called as, because one of the two leaves of it stands like this, as the peacock makes his tail. So it is called as a peacock flower also. As the color is reddish and orange, it is called as flamboyant or flame tree. It is called as flame of the forest, because when you lit a matchstick, or you can see the fire, the blaze which comes out, the blaze of the fire which comes out is orangish and red. The same color matches, so it is called as the flame of the forest. And the flower, you can see properly, you can see the flower, one or two of the petals which stands like a peacock's tail. So it is known as peacock flower as well. Krishnachura, peacock flower, Krishnachura. Krishna, it's Lord Krishna, Krishnachura. Krishna's favorite flower, right? Peacock flower, Krishnachura. It's a scientific name, Delonix regia. The scientific name given to Gulmohar is Delonix regia. Delonix regia. And its common name is Royal Poinciana. Right? So now, what do we call it? We call it in the name of Gulmohar. But it is also known as flame of forest. Right? Other names are flamboyant, flame tree, peacock flower, Krishnachura. Right, in Assam and all, this is called as Krishnachura. Right, so write this down, write the definition about the flower, how it's known, why it's known. Delonix regia. Write down all the spellings as well and memorize it. Delonix, D-E-L-O-N-I-X, Delonix, R-E-G-I-A, regia. Krishnachura, K-R-I-S-H-N-A, Krishna Chura, C-H-U-R-A. Please write this down. Scientific name. Scientific name. Why is the scientific name given? There are some special reasons which can be used as a medicinal, which can be used for medicines. There are some parts of the flowers, there are some parts of the seeds, there are some parts of the stem, there are some parts of the leaves which can be used for medical purpose as well. So scientifically its name as Delonix regia. Please write this down. So that now look at the flower. The name is water hyacinth. Water hyacinth. Water hyacinth is a free floating perennial aquatic plant or hydrophyte native to tropical and subtropical South America with broad, thick, glossy bovate leaves. Water hyacinth may rise above the surface of the water as much as 1 meter, that is equal to 3 feet in height. So water hyacinth is free floating perennial aquatic plant. When you talk about aquatic means the thing which is near water or in water. Perennial means very often or seasonal. When we talk about perennial, it means on certain time, most of the time. Perennial means most of the time you can see it floating or at a period of time for quarter months or whenever the blossom, these flowers are there, whenever these plants grow at certain time it blossoms. So it's always floating at perennial aquatic plant. It's a free floating means it's freely floating on the water. Aquatic means water, connected to water, out or in. It floats on the water. Or hydrophyte, native to tropical and subtropical South America with broad, thick, glossy ovate leaves. So it has what? For the floating, it needs a nice leaves so that it can float on the aquatic, on the water. So what about the leaves? The leaves are thick, glossy, ovate means it's in shape, ovate leaves, which allows the water hyacinth to float, right? The water hyacinth may rise above the surface. From the surface down, it can rise up to 1 meter. 1 meter is on an averagely it called as 3 feet, more than 3 feet like in height. So now please write this down. It's a perennial aquatic plant. Write the spelling of perennial, P-E-R-E-N-N-I-A-L, perennial, aquatic, A-Q-U-A-T-I-C, water, W-A-T-E-R-H-Y-A-C-I-N-T-H, hyacinth. This is a flower's name which almost floats on the water. Right? Please write this down. This is a floating flower. Water hyacinth. When you talk about water, you come to know that it's a floating aquatic plant. So now let's look on the P. P-E-A-P. Have you seen it? You can see in the photograph on the right. Exactly. You can see it comes in the cover. The green peas are covered, which you need to actually open it from both the sides, and you can take that piece from inside, the green peas. The peas, Pisum sativum. Pisum sativum, also called as garden pea. This is called as garden pea. Herbaceous. You know the meaning of herbaceous? Herbaceous is the meaning of the plants or the flowers are connected to the thinnest stem, which is certain type of plants where the stems are very thin. All these plants which creep, which go up, which gives all these things are connected to the small stems, very thin stems. Herbaceous annual plant in the family Fabaceae. Fabaceae means it's a family where you call as legume, pea or bean family. You can call as beans. The bean which also is herbaceous. It has thin stem for the growth. Fabaceae grown virtually worldwide for its edible seeds. Edible seeds. When you talk about edible seeds, actually the peas are also a type of seed. In the beans also, if we see In the beans also you can see. When you open it, you can find the seeds in it. Peas also is famous as an edible seed, which is well cooked and consumed by lakhs and lakhs of people, right? So what is pea? You can see the flower of it. You can see the peas, green peas. The peas, Pisum sativum, also called as garden pea, herbaceous annual plant in the family of Fabaceae, grown virtually worldwide for its edible seeds, right? The seeds are consumed by the people. So now what is it? It's an garden pea, herbaceous, connected to the thin stem, annual plant in the family Fabaceae. When you talk about Fabaceae, it comes from the same family which we have legume, peas and bean. The beans which you have, it comes from the same family. Is grown virtually worldwide for edible seeds. The seeds are edible, right? So now please write this down so that we can go ahead with a new flower to know. Now you can see on the screens mango. Mango is the juicy stone fruit produced from numerous species of tropical trees belonging to the flowering plant genus Mangifera, cultivated mostly for edible fruit. Most of these species are found in nature as wild mangoes. Have you seen mangoes? Yes, mangoes. Now the season is going on. We talk about mangoes. What all can we make with the mangoes? With the raw mangoes, we make pickle. We make a juice called panna, which is very good for the summer season. Mangoes are eaten raw also, adding some salt and some chili powder. Chili, directly people consume it, right? When you look at the flowers, you can see down there is one more pic where the flowers are there. So this flower helps in generating more of the mango trees. Even its seed, the seed which comes in between the mango, it is also planted. But the main source is of flowers. When we talk about mango, this mango is the king of the fruit. Mango is the king of the fruit. It has different varieties of fruits, mango fruits, different varieties, where people call it as Apus totapiri in India, and people consume it in the season. This is called as a seasonal fruit, but mangoes are almost found on all seasons, but we call it as a seasonal fruit because in other places where there is summer, there that it grows, where it is imported from, and from India in summer it is exported out. So now mango is a juicy stone fruit. When you talk about stone fruit, you can feel when you take that mango in your hand, you will feel that. It's a juicy stone fruit produced from numerous species of tropical trees, numerous species, but has lots and lots of variety. Langada, Totapai, they call it with a separate names. And every mango has its own sweetness, its own benefits while consuming it. It's an edible fruit. Mangifera, it's called as Mangifera. Cultivated mostly for the edible fruit. It's an edible fruit. It can be consumed directly, or in raw you cut it and you make pickle of it. So the species are found in nature as wild mangoes. Please write this down so that we can go ahead to look on more of the flowering plants as well as fruits. Now let's look into the water lily. Water lilies live in water because they evolved adaptations. What is adaptations? To change according to the climate and temperature, and adapt the seasonal changes, right? The changes of the temperature, the changes of land to water, everything is adaptation. Changing of climate, adapting it. When you take that and live in all the circumstances, that is called as adaptations. When you adapt the climate and the temperature, when you adapt the water, when you adapt the summer, when you adapt the rainy season, it's called as adaptation. When you can take the change of the climate, is called as an adaptation. Special characteristics, the special characteristics or traits to allow them to survive in the environment. Why they survive? They have a special characteristics of adaptation or traits to allow them to survive in that environment. The environment, what is the environment? Environment is the thing which at present, like environment is hot, environment is cold, environment is very stormy, environment is very humid. When we talk about the environment, the dwelling, wherever we dwell, there is an environment in the climate. There is an environment in the climate, such as weak stems, flat broad leaves with stomata on their upper surface and ball-shaped flowers. The broad leaves, the broad leaves which we talk about, the broad leaves with stomata on their upper surface. A stomata. What is that stomata? Do you know something about stomata? Stomata is the leaves which has small holes from where the gas can pass through. Stomatas are the small holes in the leaves from where the gas can pass through. This is a special characteristics of the leaves and the plant where the water lilies can survive, adapting all the climate and the nature. The special characteristics or traits to allow them to survive in the environment, such as weak stems. The stems are very weak. Flat broad leaves with stomata. The leaves has that small holes, the small pores from where the gas can pass and come through on their upper surface, with ball-shaped flowers. With the ball-shaped flower. Ball means you can see the shape ball. Have you seen the steel balls in your home where we actually take the food for serving and all? It's a round type of ball. So it stays. The lily flowers are ball-shaped flowers. You can see there, and the leaves, the broad leaves with stomata. Right? These are the special features where the water lilies actually survive. Right? Now let's go to the next one. Please write this down. Write the spelling of characteristics. CHRACTERISTICS. Characteristics. Adaptation. ADAPTATIONS. Evolved. 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 Environment. 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 Stomata. STOMATA. Please write this down so that we can go ahead to look at the more flowers. Give 5 seconds. Now let's look at the pumpkin. Have you seen pumpkin somewhere? You can see the flower down and you can see the pumpkin fruit on the top. Right? Where it's resting, it is being kept on the floor. Right? The pumpkin is a cultivator of winter squash. When I talk about winter squash, it's a cultivator. Right? That is round with smooth, slightly ribbed skin and most often deep yellow to orange in coloration. The thick shell contains the seeds and the pulp. The thick shell contains what? It contains the seed inside and the pulp. The pulp which we actually eat it. Pumpkin has the pulp which we eat it, but the seeds are used for the reproduction of that pumpkin plant. So now let's see the flowers. The flowers are what? Flowers are in orangish color. We can see orangish fruit with orangish flowers. So pumpkin is a cultivator of what? Of winter squash. It comes in the winter season. That is a round, smooth, slightly ribbed skin and most often deep yellow to orange in coloration. The thick shell contains the seed and pulp. It has a thick shell. The pumpkin fruit has a thick shell, right? The flowers you can see on the top. The seeds help the reproduction of the pumpkin. The flower you can see, it's a very nice flower which you can see, and it has a thin stems. It's also herbaceous when you talk about thin stems, right? Please write this down so that we can go ahead to look on more about flowers and fruits. Hibiscus. I'm sure everybody must have seen this flower, hibiscus. You can see the pollen grains, the reddish one, and the pollen grains on the top. Hibiscus is genus of flowering plants. Is genus of flowering plant in the mallow family. Malvaceae. When you talk about Malvaceae, flowering plant of mallow family, Malvaceae. It is from the mallow family, where it has 244 genera and 4,225 species of the hibiscus. Right? Hibiscus is genus of flowering plants in the mallow family. When I talk about mallow family, it has 244 genera and 4,225 species of the flowers. The genus is quite large, comprising several hundred species that are native to warm temperature, subtropical and tropical regions throughout the world. Right? So now we have known about the hibiscus is a genus of flowering plants in the mallow family, Malvaceae. The genus is quite large, comprising several hundred species. It's not 100, it's 1,000 species that are native to warm temperature, subtropical and tropical regions throughout the world. Means entire India has more than 4,225 species, whereas if you go to the foreign countries, it's only 100 species. But in India, according to the adaptation of climate and season, the mallow family has more than 4,225 species here with 244 genera. You can see it in white, red. There are thousands of the variety of hibiscus. Please write this down. Write the spelling. Hibiscus, Hibiscus. Hibiscus. Flowering, Flowering, flowering. Mallow, Mallow, mallow. Please write it down as I'm telling you. Malvaceae, 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 comprising Comprising, species, 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 subtropical, Subtropical, tropical, temperature, Temperatore, temperature. Please write this down, all the spellings, so that you know the spellings while going ahead with the next. You should know this. You should write it in the notebook, memorize it. Now let's go to the next flower. Bird of paradise. It originates from South Africa, where it is also nicknamed the crane flower. The flower has grown at Royal Botanic Gardens in Cape, KEW, South Africa since 1773. When we talk about bird of paradise, the name itself shows something special in it. When you talk about paradise are heaven. Bird of paradise. It originates from South Africa. Where is it based from? It's based from South Africa, where it is also nicknamed as crane flower. The flower has been grown at Royal Botanic Gardens. There is a garden called Royal Botanic Gardens in Cape, KEW, South Africa since 1773. So this is a special flower of South Africa. Usually found in South Africa, they are nicknamed as crane flower also. So you need to write it down. Please write it down and memorize. You can see the multicolor in it. It has all the special colors, right? It has blue, orange, a little reddish. You can see all the flowers which are there. Its shape, it's broad from down, and as it going on the top, it becomes small and pointed at the end. So now you can easily recognize whenever you see such flowers. These flowers are bird of paradise. Please write this down. Right. Now let's look at sunflower. Sunflower, everybody knows from starting. When you come to your UKG, it has been shown that this is the sunflower, right? But let's know about the features now. Let's know it properly. Sunflowers symbolize adoration, loyalty, longevity. Much of the meanings of the sunflower stems are the straight one. It always stands straight with the flower, right? Sunflowers are known for being happy flowers, making them the perfect gift to bring joy to someone's or your day, right? Whenever you see the sunflowers are this big, after seeing it, you'll feel very, very happy. The flowers make them perfect gift. From looking itself, you'll feel like it's a gift by the nature. Sunflower, it shines as the sun comes. It shines brightly, right? It shines so bright, and you feel like somebody is watching at you. Some happy people. The flower looks like a people making you happy. As soon as you see it, a smile comes to your face. You will become happy, as if you got a perfect gift of joy, and your day will be very nice. So the sunflowers are very special. The sunflowers changes direction according to the sun. Wherever the sun is, it faces it, and as the time goes on, it changes its face. The flower moves from one place to another. It moves its direction according to the sun. Please write this down about sunflower so that we can go ahead. Right? I give you 5 seconds. Let's look at daffodils. The speaker says that wandering like a cloud, floating above the hills and the valleys, he encountered a field of daffodils, a lake. The dancing, fluttering flowers stretched endlessly along the shore, and though the waves of the lake danced beside the flowers. So it's describing about the daffodils. It's describing as a poem. The speaker says that wandering like a cloud, floating above the hill and the valleys, he encountered a field of daffodils, a lake. Dancing, fluttering flowers stretched endlessly along the shore, and through the waves of lake danced beside the flowers. What do you understand by all this? The speaker says that wandering like a cloud, floating above the hill, and the valleys deep down, floating above the hill, it's above the hill, wandering like a cloud. Seeing the cloud? Yes, the bright clouds and the dark clouds. Clouds are on the top, above the sky. He encountered a field. Encountered means he saw a field. He saw a field. He encountered means he saw a field of daffodils, a lake. The dancing, fluttering flowers, fluttering, stretched endlessly. Stretched means it is wide and enormous, stretched on all the sides, along the shore. Now he is talking about the shore. Shore, besides, where is the seashore? Along the shore. And through the waves of the lake. He's talking about the shore of the lake. Waves of the lake danced besides the flowers. Whenever these flowers are, all the things like the cloud, like the hills, valleys, everything dances with the flowers. It means to say that daffodils, along with daffodils, all these things like wandering like a cloud, floating above the hill, everything dances with the flowers, daffodils. Daffodils as an unique thing in it. the dancing, fluttering flowers stretched endlessly. Whenever you see this, everything you feel like it's a different thing. Even the nature dances with the flowers. That's what you feel. Right? So please write this down about daffodil. Forget me not. The true forget me not flower grows on tall hairy stem which sometimes reach 2 feet in height. The true forget me not flower grows on tall hairy stem which sometimes reaches 2 feet in height. 2 feet. 1 feet is how much? 12 inches. 2 feet is 24 inches. Charming 5-petaled blue blossom and yellow centers explode from the stems from May through October. Flower petals are sometimes pink. Now this is written about the flowers. Blue blossoms with yellow centers. You can see the blue blossoms. Blossoms means the grown up flower. Blue blossoms with yellow centers. You can see, yes, the yellow centers. Explodes from the stem. From the stem it comes out. What does it comes out? The flower blooms out. The blue blooms with yellow centers. And from when to when? From May through October in the summer season and the winter season as well. It covers both. From May through October, the flower petals are sometimes pink also. Main thing is it is blue in color. So it is named as forget me not. A true forget me not grows on tall hairy stems. It grows out of stems. Right, you can see there are leaves at the down which does the photosynthesis and the food process, but the flowers blossom from where? From the stems. So now write it down about the forget me not plant. It comes out of the, blooms out of what? It blooms out of the stems. From which season? From which month to which? From May through October. The flower petals are sometimes pink also, but the main color is blue with yellow centers. Please write this down. Give you 5 seconds. Now let's have a look at dahlia. What is dahlia? Dahlia is the flower which goes from tuber plants, from the tubers planted in the spring. Right? Picking a favorite dahlia is just going through a button box as well as coming in a rainbow of colors. What are the rainbow colors? When you talk about rainbow colors, what are the rainbow colors? The rainbow colors are Vibgyor. When you talk about Vibgyor, what are the colors in Vibgyor? Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. There are 7 colors of the rainbow, right? We call it as Vibgyor. Vibgyor. When you talk about V for violet, I for indigo, blue for B for blue, G for green, Y for yellow, O for orange, R for red. So now you will feel that whenever you go to the dahlia plant, you are entering into a rainbow, a different colors, or a button box where it is round in shape, right? It grows from small tubers. Small tubers means planted from the spring, a small tubers, tube like thing, a small thing which comes, a small stem. From that it grows. You can see it's so much colorful. So this is called as dahlia, right? Dahlia. Dahlia is going through like a button box as well as coming in a rainbow colors. This is what is the speciality of dahlia. So now you have seen and you can identify dahlia now, right? Please write this down. Write the spelling, tubers. Write the spelling of dahlia, Dahlia. Rainbow, Rainbow. Please write it down so that we can go ahead and do the match the following. Please write it down. Now this is your exercise to do. Match the name of flowers. When you talk about, I have put the names in the center and in both the sides I have put the photographs of the flowers. Now you have to identify what all flowers you have learned And what is the name? Forget me not. Forget me not was what? It was the flower with blue blossoms with yellow in the center, and you can see, and I marked it. Dahlia. Dahlia are just like rainbow colors or button box. Daffodils. You have seen white and yellow. Gulmohar. Gulmohar is the red flame which we have spoken about. The flame. It looks like the flame color, orangish red. And it is called as peacock flower as well, because you have seen that single petal which stands like peacock's tail. Right? So it is called as peacock flower also. Krishna Chura. Right? So now hibiscus. Hibiscus we have seen in almost how many colors? There are variety of the species in it. There's 4,225 species. Right? And we have seen what? It has 244 genera. We have spoke about that thing. What is pea? You can see the pea, green pea. See the flower and identify. Right? It comes from which family? Legume. Where it comes from the bean and the legume family. Legume, pea and the beans, all are from the same family. Right? Mango, you can see the mango flowers. Yes, down. Right? Then comes sunflower. Sunflower changes the direction according to the sun. It makes people happy. Bird of paradise. Bird of paradise, thick from down, while going up, it becomes thin, pointed. Pumpkin. Yellow flower of pumpkin. Water lily. Water lily is bowl shaped. Yeah, right? It floats on water. The leaves has that stomata. Stomata, what is the stomata? It has a small pore holes where from the gas releases, which can go from top, from this side to that side. Right? Water hyacinth. It has flowers. You have seen it? It's also a floating herbaceous where thin stems in it. Right? So I marked it all for you. Please make a small graph about the flowers. You can see the shapes and sizes. Write it down. Make this graph and please write it down. Thank you. Happy learning. You have learnt about flowers. Flowering plants. You have just seen all the flowers. Right? Please write this down.